Releasing on August 15th is Agents of Mayhem from the creators of Saints Row. Pre-order at the affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and look at the tweet right there. Let's look at it for a second. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Wait a lot longer. That's what Sony has pushed back Bad Boys for Life from 11/9/2018 to be determined. Now, this dropped yesterday, and I meant to do a video about it when it dropped out, but I got really busy and couldn't do it. But this bothers me. I have been waiting for Bad Boys 3 for a long time. July 2003, or was it August 2003, somewhere in there, is when Bad Boys 2 came out. And I really liked Bad Boys 2 quite a bit. Not as much as the first one, but I really enjoyed Martin Lawrence and Will Smith getting back together on the big screen. And I've been waiting for a third one. And I've been waiting even more ever since I saw Suicide Squad, when Will Smith, during the gun practice scene, actually got to be Will Smith again. And I was like, yes, give me more. Just all over my face. Give me more. I will take it. And so when I heard that they were going to be doing Bad Boys for Life, and everything, and they announced this a while back too, I was definitely on board. But I'm kind of wondering, well, like, what happened with this, right? Like, what was the reason why they would kill this? Well, ultimately, and this is just my opinion, it boils down to a couple of factors. One, Sony Pictures has no more money. I think that's what a lot of it boils down to. Yes, their movies this summer, Baby Driver, Spider-Man, Emoji Movie, Dark Tower. Baby Driver, for the budget, did well. $30 million budget, a low budget by all consideration. Did very well. Sony wants a sequel for that because that's what they do. Spider-Man Homecoming has done over 600, I think, has done about 700 million worldwide, somewhere in there, 600, 700 million. It's definitely done well here in the United States. I think it crossed 400 million and everything else. And so that's been a profitable one for Sony because, hey, let's face it, Marvel is Marvel, and Marvel does what they do very well. And then, of course, you've got the Emoji Movie, which worldwide has not grossed much. Worldwide has not grossed very much. And then you've got Dark Tower, which has grossed even less. And that was Sony's final movie for the summer box office season. Dark Tower was the final box office movie for the blockbuster for the summer. And it went out with not a bang, but a whimper. And now we see this happening. This is what happens when you've got people like Amy Pascal, previously in charge of Sony, having her slate die, like Ghostbusters last year. And you've got Tom Rothman, who came in to take over for Amy Pascal, and his leadership effectively killing the studio through poor choices, so on and so forth. But when you look at Bad Boys itself, there's actually a little bit more to the story than meets the eye. And to that, we go to the Wikipedia page here, saying that in June 2008, Michael Bay said he might direct Bad Boys 3, but that the greatest obstacle to the potential sequel would be the cost, as he and Will Smith demand some of the highest salaries in the film industry. And even at this point in their careers, they still do that, actually. So even though this particular story started in 2008, so 9 years ago, their budgets are still going to be maybe not as high as they were, because neither one had necessarily done... Well, I mean, Michael Bay in the Transformers movies, but Will Smith has outside of Suicide Squad, hasn't necessarily had much of a hit. But it says by August 2009, Columbia Pictures had hired Peter Craig to write the script for Bad Boys 3, and then nothing on that until February 2011, when Martin Lawrence reiterated that the film was in development. In June 2014, again, another 3 years, Bruckheimer announced that screenwriter David Guggenheim is working on the storyline for the sequel. 2 months later, Lawrence said a script had been written and parts had been cast. By June 2015, director Joe Carnahan was in early talks to write and possibly direct the film. 2 months later, announced that Sony announced that Bad Boys 3 would be released on February 17th, 2017. That was 6 months ago, right? And then on March 5th, 2016, the film was pushed to June 2nd, which was a couple months ago. Didn't happen. Producers planned to begin production in early 2017. On August 11th, 2016, the film was pushed back once again to January 12th, 2018. And so, again, that's coming up. And so I was waiting. I thought it was odd for a January 12th release of Bad Boys for Life. That's usually a time when movies like Underworld come out that are being pushed out there through Sony and Screen Gems. But no. And then it said, but it wanted to avoid box office competition with Wonder Woman, which is definitely for the best. That movie did very well. And then Lawrence later revealed on Jimmy Kimmel Live that the movie may start filming in March 2017. But then in March 7, 2017, Carnahan left due to scheduling conflicts. And this is what happens when you bring on directors that have other obligations and they can't quite get to the start before those obligations kick in. Biggest case in point for that would be Guillermo del Toro was set to direct The Hobbit for Peter Jackson. He sat down, he worked on the script, did a lot of the design work. And then, of course, he had to leave because of scheduling conflicts. He had to go direct Pacific Rim. And then Peter Jackson did The Hobbit. And you can basically see that Peter Jackson's The Hobbit, at least, the first one, is basically a Guillermo del Toro movie, just with Peter Jackson at the helm. And then it's funny, too, because not only did Bad Boys for Life get announced? And this is where, Sony was really trying to probably push the cinematic universe angle because they desperately want one of their own. Saying here that in August 2015, Sony Pictures also announced that alongside the release of Bad Boys 3 would be Bad Boys 4, scheduled to come out July 3rd, 2019. In December 2016, Bad Boys 4 moved to Memorial Day to avoid competition with the Spider-Man sequel. So they've already been planning this kind of stuff. They've already wanted to do it. And again, probably a lot of what happened to this was the fact that they just ran out of money. Let's be fair. They probably just don't have the money to do it. Don't have, either Will Smith has too much going on. They can't get him locked down for the price he wants. Martin Lawrence, they probably could get for, I don't know, like a can of Red Bull and a box of Twizzlers. He hasn't been anything in a while, and they just need to find a good director. I was really excited when Joe Carnahan was tapped to direct this, because I think Carnahan would definitely make it a grittier action film with the stylings that Martin Lawrence and Will Smith could bring together. Because Bad Boys 1 and Bad Boys 2, they had excellent chemistry and worked very well, bounced right off one another. And that something a little bit grittier than a Michael Bay movie, at least from Carnahan being able to come on in, would have been cool. But now it's to be determined, which basically means that it is probably for the most part dead. Although let's be fair, let's be realistic here. Nothing in Hollywood is ever 100% implicitly dead. It's probably somewhere on the back burner, waiting for something to happen with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence or whatever, or the heavens to align and to come in and make it work. But ultimately, here's kind of what I feel is going to happen going forward. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith are going to have to get together themselves, go out, find a director that they like and a script that they like, and bring that to Sony and have them working it that way. Mostly because that's how a lot of shit's done these days. Like Sony's Venom movie, for example, was a package deal from like Tom Hardy's agent, put Tom Hardy and Ruben Fleischer together with the Venom script, took it to Sony and said, nah. And Sony's like, okay, because it became a package deal. They didn't have to negotiate, didn't have to do anything else. It was a lot easier for them. And so ultimately at this point, I feel that's probably the best course of action for Bad Boys 3. But I do want to know what you guys think about this. Is it a good thing that it got pulled off the shelf? Do we need a Bad Boys 3? Would you just rather see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence and other things? Or are you like me and you're just pining away for it? You want it, and you're sad now that you can't get it. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.